City Speaker, and I'm delighted today to have a special guest. Her name is Alyson Neaves, and Alyson is the
Hi.
2000. Hi, Alyson. Alyson is the 2017 Terry Bryant Scholarship winner. Alyson, thanks for being here.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, now tell us where you're from and what high school you went to.
So I was a senior at Perry High School, which is located in Chandler, Arizona, which is a suburb of the Phoenix area. I graduated in the class of 2017. I am familiar with the Houston area as I applied to a school in that area, but I will be attending Arizona State University in the fall with the Barrett Honors College to study mechanical engineering.
Oh, excellent. Mechanical engineering.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
very good, very good. Well, listen, I watched your presentation. We're going to actually show a little bit of it later on, but I think it's
Okay.
phenomenal. And you talk about the
Oh, thank
inherent
you.
dangers of distracted driving. And tell me a little bit about why that topic resonated with you. And I say that for this reason, because there's a lot of passion in that, especially at the end. And we'll see the end
hmm
and talk about that. But tell me why that topic resonates with you, maybe any personal experience you have with it.
Well, for myself, I've actually been involved in a car accident where a distracted driver hit me, and he hit the
Wow.
side where my younger sister was on. So I personally felt, fortunately, everyone was okay, and the car
Yeah.
was damaged severely. But um, for myself, I wanted to make a presentation and kind of speak out about a lot of people are driving and are unaware of the effect they can have if they're not focused on it. When you're driving, it
Yeah.
requires your full attention, and if
Yep.
you're not willing to give that full attention, then you shouldn't be driving.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to speak to that and kind of help others see that point of view.
Yeah, I thought there might be a personal story there because your presentation had a lot of passion in it. I could just
Yes,
feel the
yeah.
passion in it. And as I
hmm
said, especially at the end, when you talk about statistics, you come down to the end. It's pretty powerful. Let me
Thank
ask you
you.
this, because as I'm confident, and especially now in meeting you, even though
hmm
briefly, I'm sure that you're a role model to a lot of people.
Thank
What
you.
does what do you have to say to maybe younger people that are tempted to drive distracted? What advice do you have for them?
My advice would first be that your life and even if it's not so much your life, because not everybody loses their life, but you want to avoid a car accident at all costs. You don't want to injure anyone else.
Yeah,
We're all on the road together, so you have to hold accountability for yourself to be a responsible driver.
yeah,
I know a lot of students who get their driver's license and they're new to driving and they don't have the experience that older drivers do, and they'll get in car accidents because they'll do things that they see experienced drivers doing without having that experience, such as texting and driving or driving if they've been drinking, which you should never do either of those because at the end of the day, you have a responsibility every time you get behind the wheel
yeah.
to drive to the best of your ability. And if you're impaired or if you're distracted, then you're not driving to the best of your
Yeah,
ability.
yeah,
So,
absolutely. And let me ask you this, because this is a little bit of a more difficult situation. If you're a passenger in a car with
mhm.
a peer and they're distracted in some way while they're driving, how do you address that situation, or do you address it?
Well, you should always address it because at the end of the day, not only is it yourself in danger, but your friend. And if you care about
Yeah,
your friend, then you should hope that they are driving responsibly.
yeah,
I have been in this situation myself personally. I think every teenager has. And the best thing I've found is to tell them, hey, if you're driving, then you should be focused on driving. If they're texting, maybe offer to send a text for them or take the phone away. Just some things that they
yeah,
don't have to worry about whatever's going on their phone and that you can help them out. Because at the end of the day, you're both trying to get there together safely. So helping them out to realize that they're not being safe in that moment
yeah.
might be difficult, but ultimately you're helping both of you. So,
Right, right. And how difficult is it to deal with what can potentially be peer pressure in a situation like that?
um, it depends also on the type of friends you have. Like if
Yeah,
you have a friend who you're very close to and they are aware that you guys are like best friends, then it's a lot easier to say,
yeah,
"Hey, I really care about you and this is not safe and we need to address this. We can't be doing this while we're driving." If it's a newer friend, you might be more want to step back and kind of don't want to like step on their toes. But like I said, if you're in a vehicle with this person and they're going to be responsible for your safety, then you have every right to address if they're not driving safely.
yeah,
And if they're not, you have to be able to stand your ground and say, hey, I'm not going to let you make me back down from this. This is not right. I would rather drive myself or drive separately. so that way you're not in that situation again if they're not responding to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great advice, and I think that young people have to do that because it's like you said. I mean, both lives are really at risk in
Yes,
those
yeah.
situations, as well as other drivers
Yeah,
potentially.
well, of course. I mean, we're all driving here together, and we can never
Right.
be responsible for what other drivers are doing, but we
Yeah.
can be responsible for ourselves and be more aware to avoid
Yeah.
dangerous situations.
Do you see this as a big problem with young people today?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Of course, I would say so. I mean, even with myself, there's times where it's like I'm in the middle of a text conversation and I have to drive somewhere, and it's like I really have to work to say, "Hey, I gotta go right now. I need to go drive." Like you have to kind of put your effort into it and
Yeah.
say, I'm going to make a commitment to myself and to the other drivers on the road to drive safely. I think it's really prevalent also with social media and notifications on your phone, because even people who get notifications I see won't even go to respond to them, but just to check them. And it's like, that's still
Yes.
2 seconds that you have your eyes off the road.
That's right.
Like you need to have complete focus. So
Right.
I think
Right.
definitely
Yeah.
something we need to address more.
Yeah. Well, Alyson, let's watch a little bit of that presentation right now.
Okay. Yeah, let's
Okay.
do so.
Well, as I said, and for those of you that just watched that end is very powerful when it talks about zero, and I wrote it down, zero. That's the number of excuses there are for being a distracted driver. That's a great
Yes.
message to all of us because I don't care what the reason is. There are
hmm
zero excuses for being a distracted driver. The odds are just too great.
Yeah. I
And I
mean,
think,
your safety is important above any conversation, social media, post. Your safety comes before anything on your phone.
yeah, yeah. Now, I
Or
believe you
not even
said,
on your phone. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Or not even on your phone, but also what's going on in your vehicle. If you have a passenger or something and they're trying to distract you, you need to have the conversation with that passenger to say, I'm trying to get us both to where we need to be
Right.
safely, and I care about you, and I need to focus on the road, you know?
Yeah,
So it's not even always phones, but just all the other distractions we have.
yeah, yeah.
So.
Now, how did you come to find out about this scholarship and apply? What was the process? Were you just searching online, or how did it come about that you knew about this?
Well, I was searching online. I was using a specific app that's Scholarly, which offers a lot of
Oh, yeah.
scholarships. So I went through
Okay.
Scholarly and I saw the Terry Bryant scholarship, and I realized that it was about distracted driving. And
Oh,
that was
excellent.
something where I had already done presentations on that, and it was something that I personally had some knowledge of, but I figured I could share that. And if I
Yes.
happened to win the scholarship, it would be a great thing for my family and I to go to
Yes.
college. So,
Oh, that's
yeah.
terrific. That's terrific. And what is your thoughts about what from Mr. Bryant? And I think you know a little bit about his firm, and they
hmm
deal with the unfortunate results of accidents just
Yes.
like this, where there's been a
hmm
distracted driver, someone is injured. But what is your perception as far as that type of work and that business? And I'm just curious about what you might think as a young person.
I mean, obviously, I don't have much experience with
Yeah.
the law or anything like that, but I do think it's important to bring justice. I know for myself, when I was in my car accident, my car was nearly totaled, and we had to go through a lot of stuff with who was being cited, and they were ultimately cited with everything. But in that moment, I knew it was nice to have somebody on my side who was going to make sure that my car wasn't going to be lost or that I wouldn't lose any of my privilege for somebody else's actions.
Yeah.
So it was nice for me to know that somebody was there
Yeah.
to help me out in that situation.
It's good.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's valuable work also to bring more attention as well to the situation.
Right.
To say,
Right.
if you've been involved in an accident, you don't have to be silent. You don't have to kind of just let it go. You can make sure that justice is given. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and because of that work and what Mr. Bryant deals with, and that's part of why he developed this scholarship to address
Mm-hmm.
this problem and try and create more awareness. There is a lot of awareness, but it's almost like you can't have too much awareness because this is truly a
No.
pervasive problem.
Oh, yeah, it's something
Yeah.
that everybody experiences every day. I mean, I think everybody has had an experience where they're driving down the road on a busy highway and they'll look beside them and see somebody on their phone, and it's almost like
Yeah.
how are you driving and doing this at the same time? And it concerns you because it's like I'm on the road with this person who is being irresponsible. So
Right.
if you have that concern, then it's your responsibility to make sure that you're not concerning others and that you're being responsible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
that's my personal opinion of
yeah.
it.
No, that's great. Alyson, you're quite an impressive young lady. You truly are.
Thank you.
And so you mentioned, I believe that you said did you say you want to be a mechanical engineer?
Yes, I'm going for
Okay.
mechanical engineering right now.
Tell me exactly what that role is. I'm not completely sure what a mechanical engineer does and why you chose it.
Well, for me, I chose mechanical engineering because I looked at many different disciplines of engineering and I found that there was not one specifically that called out to me. I liked a little bit of everything. So I
Okay.
looked at mechanical engineering, which focuses a bit more on the process of engineering, as well as how we can improve systems and how we can work more effectively, while also combining chemistry and physics, which are my favorite class subjects.
Wow. Wow.
On top of that,
Wow.
it's more math heavy, and I've always been that weirdo who loves math. So I would love to do a job where I could work with math and calculus.
So give me a specific application of maybe the type of thing that you would hope to do when you graduate.
Well, I know for myself, I did a job shadow with Air Products, which is a company that's national, but they have a campus here in Arizona. So I
Okay.
went and I job shadowed a plant engineer, which was very interesting to me because his job was basically looking at their distribution system and seeing how they can improve it, how they could work more effectively and basically provide people their services easier and faster. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of math, and
Yeah.
there was also a lot of hands-on where he was out in the campus actually working on the units, which is another thing I like. I like being able
Okay.
to work with my hands.
Okay.
So for me, having that experience and talking to him was something that inspired me to go into mechanical engineering. So I think after I graduate, I would hope to go into something similar to that, working with
Okay.
like a plant or quality review or something like that.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I know that you have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you so much.
And
Um,
go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for interviewing me and for
Oh.
being able to allow me to share my opinion on this. I was so honored to win the scholarship, and I would love to help bring more awareness to the issue.
Oh, well, you've done that, and that's awesome. What a lovely young lady. Is there anything you want me to pass on that you'd like to say to Mr. Bryant personally?
I would love to thank him for the opportunity to have this scholarship. I can't tell you how much it means to my family and I. I'm the first child in my family to ever go to college. So we've been struggling with how are we going to pay for all this when scholarships are available, but it's difficult to win them. So I would like to thank Mr. Bryant for giving this opportunity to more students and allowing it to be something where not only are you able to help pay for school, but also to help your fellow peers in awareness. And I myself learned stuff that I didn't know about distracted driving. So
That's
it
awesome.
was a valuable experience, and I'm very glad to have applied for the scholarship. So thank you so much.
You are a delightful young lady, and honestly, I thank you. It's our privilege to get to interview you and talk with you. And I think you have, not only did you do a powerful presentation, but you just gave a powerful interview that I think will
Thank
live
you.
on through video and digital media and inspire other young people. So Alyson, thank you so much for being with us today.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, best of luck to you.
Thank you. Best of luck to everyone at Terry Bryant and all of their customers.
Thank you.